A while back, I reported on Jamaican migrant workers who come down seasonally to work in the farms here in Ontario, and I shared the deplorable conditions that they were facing, such as bed bugs infestation and rats eating their food, abuse by their bosses, and the like. They did write a letter to the Agricultural Workers Program, and this caused the Jamaican government to come down and visit some of the farms and investigate the claims. Take a look at one of the brothers who's putting into perspective what's going on between the Canadian government and the Jamaican government and how much or not much the Jamaican migrant workers are actually protected. Take a look.
We have footage from that visit, and in it he says to the workers, you have to serve the bosses. By working here, you're serving your country, you're serving your family, but you have to serve the bosses, right? The message that they gave to them is like, just shut up and keep working. And why not? I mean, Jamaica is effectively, and like countries like Philippines and Indonesia, the entire GDP is now being based on exporting people who can then send remittances back home. So there's this kind of alliance between the employers, the government of Canada, the government of sending countries to keep people just quietly working because everyone's making money off of it. When you have a problem at work, right, if your boss is paying you low wages, they're allowed to, really. What you can do is you can leave the job, or you can stand up and fight, you can take them to court, right? So it's a system based on complaints. Your landlord can jack up your rent, but you can go to the tribunal and fight them. It's about power. For farm workers, their boss's name is written on their permit. They're not allowed to work for anyone else, right? So they live in employer-controlled homes. So now, you speak up, suddenly you're kicked out on the streets, you're homeless, you can't work anywhere else, you're starving. Not just that, as I said, bosses have all these tricks to get you out of the country, and they can ban you from coming back. Breaks during work sessions excluded. There are people working on these farms, you know, I don't know, think about strawberries, right? We all love strawberries. You have to be on your hands and knees without shade the entire day. And you can't even get up to go to the bathroom. I mean, we call it a human rights catastrophe. What we're seeing is that people are being abused, getting injured, living with pesticides, rats are eating their food, they're being mistreated by their bosses, you know, working particularly right now, 7 days a week, 12, 14 hours a day, because that is the immigration system we have. Workers are being exploited because the employers can just get away with it. One day the employer came home and came to their houses, the bunkhouse, and started flipping tables and breaking their stuff, saying they hadn't been working fast enough.
It would seem to me like this is all about the almighty dollar, and our people are just treated like disposable humans. If they get sick, they are not asked back. If they get sick while on the job and they get better, they will come back to find their bags packed and they're shipped back. If they pass away due to an injury while on the job, they're just sent back and that's the end of it. And this is the conditions that they're facing. And the Jamaican government needs to do better to ensure that our people are treated with dignity and humanity, just like everybody else. Now let's talk about these grocery stores that have these flyers that appear with pictures of them folks under the false advertisement that would send the message that they're the ones picking the crops. So it'll say, like for example, with the Foodland Ontario flyer, buy local, and they will insinuate that the crops were picked by these people. Their hands never touched the crops. These crops were picked by our people. But this is what they do here, while our people are being treated like animals on these farms. To date, there have been 12 deaths that have been reported, and there have been 3 cases of COVID. While the Jamaican government was here, they did say that they are going to work to ensure that the migrant workers are treated with dignity and respect. I truly hope that they do that, because the narrative is different. If they're saying to them that they should just shut up and do the work, then I suspect that there's some foul play here. Jamaica, do better. Canada, do better. Without these farm workers, we wouldn't have all the crop that we have in the grocery stores. Let me know what you all think about this. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also subscribe to my YouTube channel, EA Public Relations, where I report on all things Black-owned across the country of Canada. Until next time, please be safe, everyone. Peace be.